Hi everyone, I welcome you to this video lecturing on predictive parsing. By the end of this lecture, you can able to understand what is predictive parsing and how to construct the predictive parsing table. Let's begin. To start with, first understand what is predictive parsing. We call predictive parser also as an LL1 parser. It is a type of a top-down parser which is a non-recursive processor, and we used to call it as a table-driven parser or table-driven implementation. This is a parser without backtracking. So this particular parser will come under the type of top-down parser without backtracking. This predicts the appropriate production to expand a non-terminal. Normally, a top-down parser will do the approach. We'll take the non-terminal, we will expand. What is the next production to expand? This is what we determine. And this predictive parser, which predicts the appropriate production to expand a non-terminal. And I already said that predictive parser is also called as an LL1 parser. So now we must understand what is this LL of 1. L means scan. First L represents scan input from left to right. Second L represents it produces the leftmost derivation. The one which is in the bracket represents it uses the one leg ahead symbol to select the next production to replace the non-terminal. And we have the few grammar requirements or restriction. The grammar should not have, or it should be free from left recursion and must be left factored whenever it is necessary, and it should be an unambiguous grammar for deterministic prediction. So on the right hand side, if you see the image, we have the LL of 1 parser. Input will be the set of strings, and LL of 1 parser will have the stack to store the input symbol and the LL of 1 parsing table to, with the help of these two things, it can able to process the string which is being given, and it will give the output as a syntax tree. Now we will see what are the steps for constructing the predictive parser. First one, as we discussed, mandatory grammar requirements, no left recursion, no ambiguity, apply left factoring whenever required. And here is the steps to construct the LL1 parsing table. First, we will find the first and follow for every non-terminal symbols in the production. Then we will construct the LL of 1 parsing table. After constructing the LL of 1 parsing table, in each cell of the table, we need to analyze one thing. If no cell contains more than one production, then we can say the grammar is LL of 1 grammar. So as a first step, what is the first step that is given is that what is left, we must quickly understand what is left recursion and how to eliminate it. A grammar is a left recursive grammar. For example, a grammar is a left recursive if the non-terminal A in the derivation is of the form, if it is A tends to A alpha. Alpha is a string of terminal, or it can be a set of non-terminal symbols. So when we will say the grammar is a left recursive grammar means whenever the first symbol on the right hand side of the production is same as the left hand side variable, then we call that grammar as a left recursive grammar. Here we have two types of left recursive grammar. One is a direct left recursion, another one is the indirect left recursion. If the left recursive grammar is of the form A tends to A alpha or beta, then alpha is a set of terminal and beta is a set of strings that does not begins with A. Then the another form is the indirect left recursion. Here A tends to A alpha 1 or A alpha 2 up to A alpha m, followed by the beta productions. So here the alpha where I is greater than or equal to 1, which means the length of those productions will be greater than or equal to 1, and beta which doesn't begin. So beta is some set of productions or the set of non-terminal symbol that does not begins with A. So these are the two types of recursion that we have. So we'll see how to eliminate this recursion. Here are the steps to eliminate left recursion. First, we'll see how to eliminate the left recursion for immediate or the direct left recursion. For example, if we have the grammar A tends to A alpha or beta, where beta does not begins with A, so convert this production as A tends to beta, first one beta, and include one more non-terminal A dash. Okay, and then now write the production for A dash as A dash tends to alpha, A dash or epsilon. Here A dash is a new non-terminal and epsilon denotes the empty string. This is the rule to convert the direct left recursive grammar like this. Now we'll see how to convert the indirect left recursion from the grammar. So if this is the grammar, the format for the grammar which is given, so we have to replace this production as same thing. Multiple productions will be there. What we done there, A tends to, here what we done, A tends to beta A dash. Same one, A tends to beta 1 A dash or beta 2 A dash up to beta n A dash. No other change. Now, when you see in the direct, what is the next step? A dash tends to alpha A dash or epsilon. Same here also. A dash tends to alpha 1 A dash, alpha 2 A dash, and up to alpha m A dash or epsilon. Don't forget to include the epsilon production to A dash. Same again, A dash is also a non-terminal. Repeat this process for new non-terminal A dash. If it's still recursive, we need to repeat this until the recursion goes out of it. Here I have given one example. So please consider this is the left recursive grammar, which is a very famous grammar and more frequently used grammar. And this is a grammar for expressions and for evaluating the expressions along with the arithmetic operators. So here this is the grammar which is being given. E tends to E plus T or T. Okay. So when we take the first production itself, we can say the grammar is left recursive because the first symbol on the right hand side is E and the left hand symbol is also E. So definitely I can say this is a left recursive grammar. To eliminate it, what we are going to do, this plus T will be the alpha. See here, this will be alpha and this T will be beta. So how we are going to do it? Very simple. E tends to alpha E dash, which means plus T E dash, this one. Okay, and then we have T E dash tends to beta. See here, I'll repeat. This is alpha, this is beta. How we can remove it? First one, E tends to beta E dash. So what is beta here? T. Okay. So E tends to T E dash. Just see to the first two productions after removing it. So E tends to beta E dash. Beta here is T. And then E dash tends to alpha E dash or epsilon slash epsilon. So here what is alpha? Plus T. The entire set we call it as an alpha. So here E dash tends to plus T E dash or epsilon. Simple. Now you go and check for the next one. T tends to T star F or F. This is also a left recursion. So we will remove it. So this star F will be considered as alpha and this F is beta. So how we will rewrite? T tends to beta T dash, which is Ft dash. Next one, T dash tends to alpha T dash or epsilon. So we can rewrite like this. T dash tends to alpha here is star F. Okay, star F T dash or epsilon. Simple. And just check for the last production. F tends to open parenthesis E, close parenthesis, or ID. There is no left recursion. So after removing the left recursion from the given grammar, this is my final grammar. So now I can confidently say that this grammar is not having left recursion, so I can proceed with LL1 parsing. So the next one step we did it, eliminate the left recursion. The second step, we need to eliminate the left factoring. This is also very simple. Left factoring is the process of removing the common prefix from two or more productions of non-terminal. So here we have one concept of non-determinism. We might have already studied about the DFA, deterministic finite automata, and non-deterministic finite automata. At most similar, okay? A grammar is a non-deterministic when for a non-terminal A, two or more productions start with the same prefix. In a top-down parser, a parser cannot decide which production to use, which will lead to backtracking or failure. We know that predictive parser is not the which will not apply the backtracking. So we should not allow backtracking here. So when we apply left factoring, it removes this non-determinism. So how we can remove the left factoring means, for example, consider the production A tends to alpha beta 1, alpha beta 2, alpha beta 3, where alpha is a common prefix. If you have noticed this, in these set of productions, alpha is a common prefix and alpha is not ending, or the alpha is not having the production of epsilon. Okay, and R are the remaining productions. So here it will never end, it will keep on growing. We cannot able to determine it, so we need to remove the left factoring from the, or eliminate the left factoring from the given grammar to avoid the non-determinism, or to convert the grammar to a deterministic grammar. So how we can do it? A tends to alpha A dash, rest of the production. Then A dash tends to beta. Just split it. Just we are going to split. Okay. A dash is a new non-terminal. Alpha is factored out here. We are trying to factoring out this alpha. So how we do it? A tends to alpha beta is there. Okay. Very simple. A tends to split this. Alpha A dash, A dash again tends to beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta n. Simple. Okay. So these are the steps which I have given, and I'll give you one simple example having the left factoring in it. When you take this production, E tends to IETE, IETS, IS and A. Okay, this is nothing but this grammar is meant for the if else, which will include the if else here, right? When you see here this IE, can you able to see this IE is a common prefix here. So three production starts with the common prefix of IE here. So the grammar is a non-deterministic grammar. So it needs left factoring, which means it need to be removed. Okay. So here factor, this is the factored grammar. E tends to, what we need to do, alpha E dash, which is alpha here. The common prefix will be alpha. Okay. So IE will be a common. So IE E dash. Okay. Followed by the rest of these things will come under the R1. Okay. A is the R1 here. Okay. So here one E is missing here. Sorry. This grammar. 1 second. Sorry, this grammar, this production is IES. Please change this. Okay, which means this production is IES. E has been missed here. Okay, so here all the common prefix will be considered as E, and here TE, TS, S will be beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. Simple. Okay, and then the factored grammar will be how we to do it. A tends to alpha. What is alpha? IE. A tends to alpha A dash. So here E tends to alpha is IE E dash, or followed by the rest of the production. So here E also tends to a small a, that is the terminal A, include that A here. Okay, now write the production for the new symbol E dash as E dash tends to, we have to write all the betas here. What are the betas that we have? TE, TS, S, that's it. Okay, so here the common prefix IE is factored out. A new non-terminal E is introduced. Now, no two productions of E or E dash starts with the same prefix. Yes, done. Grammar is suitable for top-down parsing. Now, you can able to see the grammar is suitable for top-down parsing. So now we know before constructing the parsing table, if the grammar is having the left recursion, we know how to remove it. And if the grammar is a non-deterministic, we know how to apply the left factoring to remove that non-determinism. Now we'll get into the step of constructing the LL1 parser. First one, we done with all steps. Next one, we need to find the first and follow for all the non-terminal symbols. Now we'll see how we are going to find the first. Definition here is if S is a string of if S is a string of grammar, then first of S is a set of terminal symbols that begins with the string derived from S. That is the beginning terminal symbol and RHS of the production will be the first. If there is a variable and from that variable if we try to derive all the strings, then the beginning terminal symbol is called as the first. First we have given the definition for what is first, and predicting productions in LL1 parser, each production rule is chosen based on the input symbol. So here the first set, finding the first set will help the parser decide which production to use for or which production is to use by looking ahead at the one input symbol. So as I said you, LL of 1, the thing which is mentioned, the one which is mentioned inside the bracket means that it is a look ahead. Okay, so this first set will help to find that look ahead. Now we'll see the rules to finding the first. See here, rule 1, if S is a terminal symbol, then first of S will be the same terminal, no issues. If the production is having S tends to epsilon, then add epsilon to first of S. Okay, and then if S is a non-terminal, like this, S tends to A, B, C, D. If the production is of the form here, which means the right hand side first symbol is a non-terminal, then you have to write it as first of S equal to first of A. Okay, and followed by if A, see here, A is a non-terminal. If this non-terminal tends to epsilon, then include first of B also. For example, in the given production here, S tends to A, B, C, D, correct? If what is first of S? First of A. If A is an epsilon, for example, if I put epsilon in place of A, what happens? How the production will be changed? BCD. Okay, so next step we need to include first of B also to first of S. Okay, we'll see an example here. I have given one example here. S tends to ABD. Okay, what is first of S? First of A. So which means we need to find first of A. What is first of A? A terminal symbol. So here I am just finding the first of A, which is nothing but we have only one symbol on the right hand side, that too it is a terminal, just add. If it is a terminal, just add it. A followed by epsilon. If we have epsilon, we should add it. So A equal to A comma epsilon. Then next one, since your A production tends to epsilon, if we substitute epsilon here, okay, so here production will be changed as BD. So here in the first of S, we should also include first of B. Okay, that is why we have included first of B here. Now we need to find what is first of B. So B production is here. So B tends to a terminal symbol C. So first of B will be C. So these are the first of all the non-terminals that is being given in this production. Clear? So let us see one more example here also. This is the grammar which we have used for removing the left recursion, right? We need to find the first for all the non-terminals that we have. What are the non-terminals that we have here? E, E dash, T, T dash, F. So first we'll find for the first production, first of E. What is there in the first of E? We need to find, there is a non-terminal called T, which means we need to find the first of T. Okay, now we will find the first of T. Where is the T production? Here it is. What is first of T? The first is F, which means we need to find the first of F here. Where is the F production? Here. Okay, so what is first of F? Can you able to see what is the first symbol on the right hand side? It is an open parenthesis. So include open parenthesis. When you check here, the F production we have, F tends to open parenthesis. Please bear with my handwriting. Open parenthesis E and close parenthesis, and we too have the another production as F tends to ID. Am I right? F tends to ID. Okay, right? So when we find first of S, we need to consider these two productions. So what is first of F? In this production, it is open parenthesis. When I take this one, it is ID. Okay, so when you see here, the first of F will be open bracket and ID. Now you substitute this first of F here, right? First of T will be first of F, so which is nothing but open parenthesis ID. Now the first of E is nothing but the first of T, so this include this also here. Okay, then now if you come back and find the first, which is left over, E dash and T dash. Now we'll find what is E dash and T dash here. What is first of E dash? What is first of E dash? It is plus. So include plus. And we also have the epsilon production. So include the epsilon production also. Okay. So what is first of T dash? Star. And we have the epsilon production. So please include epsilon also. Star, epsilon. Is that clear? Right. So this is how we will be finding the first for the set of non-terminal symbols. Also given some more example, just see to it. Here the first of S will be A. So we need to find the first of A. First of A will be A, B, C. Okay. And here, see, when we consider this first production S tends to A, B, C, the first of S will be first of A. Okay. So then we have included the first of A here, which is A, B, C. And then when you check for the other set of productions in S, we have GHI and JKL. So we need to include G and J also to the first of S. And here the first of B is B, first of D is D. So we found the first for all the non-terminal symbols. Next one, here for this production, just check, this is very important. S tends to ABC. So first of S will be A. Fine. Now find the first of A. What is first of A? A, another production B, another production epsilon. So the first of A will include A, B, epsilon. Okay. Now, since this A tends to epsilon, what we need to do? Here we need to substitute this as an epsilon here. Okay. So if we substitute epsilon, how my production will be changed as BC. Okay, it will be changed as BC here. Can you able to see here? I have given the explanation also, right? It will be changed as S tends to BC, which means that what is now on the right hand side, what is the first symbol? B, non-terminal B. So we need to find the first of B. What is first of B? C, D, epsilon. Okay, so include in the first of B, C, D, epsilon. Done. Now, B also tends to epsilon. Okay, so here when I put epsilon in B, what happens? my productions changed as S tends to C. Okay, right? So what is S tends to C? Now what is there in the right hand side? Just C. So we need to find the first of C. What is first of C? E, F, epsilon. So here I have included first of C as E, F, epsilon. Okay, right? So please keep on including the first here. First of A, B. First of B, while finding the first of B, we included CD, and while finding the first of C, we included EF. Now, please wait. When C also tends to epsilon, am I right? Okay. What is the last production we got? S tends to C. And when you check, C is a non-terminal which also tends to epsilon. Think of that. If I put epsilon here, how my production will be changed? Capital, that is the non-terminal S, tends to epsilon. Am I right? This will also include epsilon. So that is why we are including epsilon at the end of first of S. Now, I think you might have got a good input on how to find the first. Okay, now I have given the example for finding the first. Done. Okay, what is the next step in predictive parsing table construction? We need to find the follow. Okay, so follow is also very simple. Here we first will see what is this follow, definition of follow. For any non-terminal S, the set of terminal A which appears immediately to the right of S is follow. Very simple. Okay. Rule 1, if S is a start symbol, then we need to include this dollar in follow of S. Okay. If there is a production S tends to alpha, B, beta, then include everything in first of beta except follow of B. Except in follow of B. I'll tell what is this, no problem. So if the production is of form S tends to alpha, B, non-terminal B, or S tends to alpha, non-terminal B followed by beta, where first of beta is epsilon, then everything in follow of S is in follow of B. Okay, let me explain how it is working. We'll directly move on with the example which we taken in the previous one. So here this is the grammar. Already we found the first. Okay, I've mentioned that here also. We'll see what is follow. When it comes for follow, please directly go on to the right hand side. Okay, now what is the first symbol that we have? E. Okay, now we need to take all these productions on. First step, we need to check, do we have a E non-terminal on right hand side? In this production we have E? No. This one? No. This one? No. This one? No. In the last production we have E as a non-terminal. Now you check, this is an E, right? This is E. What is the next symbol of E? That will be the follow. What is the next symbol? It is close parenthesis. So that will be the follow of E. First means the same what we done before. Follow means completely go to the right hand side. First analyze what are the non-terminal symbols that we have. Here non-terminal is E, E dash T, T dash F. Okay, now completely move on to the right hand side and try to find the non-terminal symbols in each and every production. What is my first non-terminal I have taken? E. So E is in the last production, that is go to that last production, then see to the non-terminal symbol E and just see do we have any other symbol on immediately after to it. Yes, we have, that is open parenthesis, which means that is the close parenthesis that we have here. Now symbol that is E dash. This we should be careful with this. Just see which production is having E dash here. The first production itself, on the right hand side we have E dash. Here E dash is there. Do we have any next symbol after E dash? No. So what we need to do is that if you don't have any symbol, which means the next symbol is no, if we don't have it, then the follow of E dash will be E. Okay, the symbol on left hand side. Okay, right? So that is why the follow of E is follow of E dash is nothing but the follow of E. So just include follow of E. Now what is the next terminal, non-terminal that we have is T. Now we'll see what is this T. Listen, T is here, right? After T, what we have? E dash. Okay. Now I think you are clear with follow of E dash. Now we are moving on for T. Okay. So follow of T. What we have in the next? E dash. If E dash, which is a non-terminal, just find the first of E dash. What is first of E dash? Please include the first of E dash. Here it is first of E dash plus comma epsilon. Don't include epsilon here. Okay. So here the first of E we need to add. See first of E. What is first of E dash? It is. So listen, I'll tell you what is this first of E. I'll write it here. The first of E is plus. Okay. Since when you check the first of E is having epsilon, just substitute epsilon here and check what happens, how this production will be changed. E dash tends to plus T. If I put epsilon there, why I am putting epsilon? When follow of T is E dash. E dash means if it is a non-terminal, we need to find the first of E dash. What is first of E dash? Plus comma epsilon. Since we have epsilon, substitute that epsilon instead of E dash. When you substitute, my entire production will be changed as plus T. Now you find what is follow of T. Follow of T, we don't have any symbol. So after substituting it, how it will be? So I'll write it as E dash, here E dash, which is tends to plus T. When you substitute epsilon instead of E dash, so it will be changed as plus T. Now what is follow of T? We don't have any symbol. So what would be that? It is nothing but E dash. Okay. Now in this production, after substituting epsilon, how this, when you find the follow of T, what it is? There is no symbol. So immediately nothing but go back to the left hand side, find the follow of left hand side non-terminal. What is the follow of E dash? We already found that it is close parenthesis and yes. So include that close parenthesis and sorry, the dollar symbol also. Clear? Now what is the next terminal that we have? T dash. So just go and check what we have, where we have the T dash. Here we have T dash, here we have T dash. First we'll check here. What is this? T dash. What is follow of T dash? No symbol. So nothing but the follow of T dash will be follow of T. Okay. When you see to this production is also having T dash. Since we don't have any symbol after T dash, what would be the follow of it? Definitely the follow of it would be the left hand side. Left hand side is also T dash. Okay. So how we will find the follow of T dash? It is nothing but follow of T. What is follow of T? Follow of T is plus close parenthesis dollar. Simple, right? The next one, the last one is the F. So when you go and check for the F, yes, again F we have here the same. Here if we consider this production, this is the production which we have F here. So F followed by what we have? T dash. T dash means it is a non-terminal. We need to find the first of that non-terminal. What is first of T? It is star and epsilon. Since we have the epsilon production, what we are supposed to do, which means the T, see, since we have T dash tends to epsilon, we have the epsilon production in T dash. So when we have the epsilon production here, this is the production. If we substitute, so already here according to the follow of T dash we have included star in that production. Okay, when I substitute T dash as epsilon, my production will be like this. Okay, plus F. Now plus F means what is the follow of F here? No symbols are there, then immediately the follow of F will be T dash. So that is why follow of F is nothing but follow of T dash. So what is follow of T dash? Follow of T dash is plus close parenthesis dollar. So we have included plus close parenthesis and dollar. I'll repeat, please listen. So while finding the follow of F, what we did, here this is the symbol T tends to star F T dash is a production which is having the F. So when I find the follow of F next symbol will be T dash. T dash is a non-terminal. Since it is a non-terminal, we need to find the first of T dash. So what is first of T dash? We have star comma epsilon. Since here T dash is having the epsilon production, we will substitute T epsilon into that production. So if we substitute, my productions change that T dash star. Sorry, this is not plus, this is star. Please change that. T dash tends to star F. So now after substituting we got this production. So what is follow of F? No symbol. So automatically it moves back to the left hand side. So what is there in the left hand side? T dash. So we need to include follow of T dash. What is follow of T dash? Plus close parenthesis comma dollar. Clear? This is how we will be finding the follow. Similar to it, when you find the follow of the another production which we have discussed previously, what are the non-terminal symbols that we have in this production? S, B, C. Okay, follow means move on to the right hand side. Okay, what is first follow of S? Do we have S symbol on right hand side? No, but S is a start symbol, so we are supposed to include dollar here. Okay, so when you have noticed in our previous example, E is a start symbol, so we have included dollar here. Okay, and in this example also S is a start symbol, so we just include dollar here, no more follow over there, right? Then next one, find the follow of B. Here we have B. Okay, after B what we have? It is a terminal B. Just include the terminal, no need to do that. Then find, do we have any production that includes the non-terminal B? Yes, here we have. So since this is the last symbol, so after that we don't have anything. Automatically the follow of B will be follow of B. Already we found the follow of B as B. If both the symbols are same, no need to proceed with the next step. Next one, what is the next non-terminal that we have? The C. Just go and search for the C here. The first production itself is having the non-terminal C. What is the next symbol that we have after C? It is non-terminal D. Just include that. Okay, that is terminal D. Okay, and then another production is also having this non-terminal C. This is the last symbol in this production. So when you see what is that, what is on the left hand side, again we have C. So find the follow of that C. Clear? Then this is the another example which we have considered here, and this is a bit more tricky. I'll quickly say what it is. I have also included the steps for finding it. First non-terminal is yes. Okay, so finding so do we have any production of yes, any symbol on the right hand side? Just check, do we have the symbol as no? So just include dollar here. Now we need to find the follow of A. Next non-terminal, follow of A. What is follow of A? It is B. B means what? If it is a non-terminal, we need to find the first of B. What is first of B here? B comma epsilon. Just include that B. Since epsilon is there, substitute that and find what is that. When you substitute here, what happens? When you substitute here, your production is instead of B, if you substitute epsilon, my production is changed at A, C, D, E. Now what is follow of A? It is C. C is a non-terminal. So we are going to find the first of C. What is first of C? It is a small, which means the terminal C. Include that C here. Find the first of C, which is C. So now the follow of A will be B comma C. Clear? Now go for the next non-terminal, that is B. Follow of B equal to, where we have B, here we have B. Okay. What is follow of B? C. Okay, so C is a non-terminal. So find the first of C. What is first of C? C. Include that. That's it. This will be the follow of B. Now, what is the next non-terminal that we have? D. What is follow of D? Follow of D is the non-terminal E. So which means we need to find the first of E. So we already found it, which is nothing but E comma epsilon. So just include D comma epsilon here. So what is that? Okay. Follow of C itself, see here, follow of B is okay. When we find the follow of C, I forgot to give the follow of C here. Just see, follow of C we have. The next non-terminal is C, sorry. The next non-terminal is C. What is the follow of C? It is D. Okay. Just find the follow of D here. What is follow of D? Follow of C is nothing but we have the another non-terminal, so we need to find the first of D. First of D is D comma epsilon. Since we have the epsilon, just as of now just include D, substitute epsilon there. After substituting epsilon, our production changes A, B, C, E. Now what is follow of C? It is E. Okay, so E is a non-terminal, so we need to find the first of E. First of E is E comma epsilon. Again we have the epsilon here, just include E here. Since E is also having epsilon, so just substitute that. Your entire production is changed as ABC. Okay, so C, here C we have, what is the thing that is after C? Do we have anything after C? No. So if there is no symbol after C, what we need to do? We need to find the, or we need to include the follow of S. What is follow of S? Just dollar. So that is why the follow of C is D comma E comma dollar. Okay, right? The next symbol is D. Next non-terminal is D. So what is follow of D? It is the another non-terminal E. So find the first of E. First of E is E and epsilon. Just include E here. After including E, okay, since E tends to epsilon, when I substitute epsilon in place of E, what happens? My entire production is changed as A, B, C, D. What is now? What is the follow of D now? So this E is being removed. What is the follow of D now? It is nothing. So we need to include the follow of S. So that is why I have included dollar here. Now what is the last non-terminal that we have? It is E. What is follow of E here? After E, we don't have anything. So immediately the follow of E will be follow of S. So what is follow of S? Dollar. Just include that dollar. I think it is clear for you. I've given a complete explanation of how to find the follow over there. Now we'll move on for, now I think you might be clear with how to find the first and how to find the follow. I've given few more examples. You can also see to that. Now we'll see how to construct the LL of one passing, right? So when a grammar will be given, what is the first step? We need to find the first and follow. We already did that for this thing. This is the example which is being given. The first of S is A, first of A is C and epsilon, first of B is D and epsilon. How will you find the first of S here? We have given all these steps here, just base C to it. How will you find the follow of S? Follow means follow of all the non-terminal symbol. Just move on to the right hand side. So do we have the symbol S on right hand side? No, just include dollar. Then we need to find it for next non-terminal, that is A. So A is here. What is there after A? We have the non-terminal symbol B. So what is the, if it is B, then we need to find the first of, we need to include the first of B here. What is first of B? D comma epsilon. Just include D alone. Since it is an epsilon, just substitute epsilon here. So what happens? Your entire production will be changed as terminal A, non-terminal A, B. Now what is follow of A? It is B. So the final follow of A will be D comma B. Okay. Next, what is the next non-terminal that we have? Is B. So what is follow of B? It is a terminal B. Just include that terminal B alone. Okay. So the first step we finished. What is the next step? We need to construct the parsing table, which is also simple. We need to find one few steps here. Steps for filling. When you have the production A tends to alpha and alpha is an epsilon, then we need to find the follow of A, else find the follow of alpha, first of alpha. Okay, very simple. Just take this production. S tends to A, A, B. What is first of A, A, B? It is A. No problem. A tends to C, first of C. A tends to epsilon. Yes, A tends to epsilon means follow. If A tends to alpha and if alpha is a terminal, no problem. Just find the first of it. If alpha is an epsilon, you need to find the follow of A. Okay, so include the productions in the table as per the first and follow. Just listen. We need to include these productions to my table. Where to include the question comes. Okay, so if the production A tends to alpha, if the production is of the form, if my alpha is a terminal, first of that. If the alpha is an epsilon, follow of A. Very simple. Okay. So this is my table. This is how we will do it. Where we will put this first production, we need to do. This is a table. So here include all the non-terminals in this row and include all the terminals as the column. Okay. A, B, C, D or my terminal symbol includes all the terminal symbols onto my. Okay. And now this is my first production. S tends to terminal A, non-terminal A, non-terminal B and terminal B. Okay. Where to include this production? For that, find the first of right hand side. What is first of right hand side? What is the first? It is a terminal A. So in terminal A include this production. That's it. Next one, what is A production? In A we have two production. A tends to C, A tends to epsilon. A tends to C, no problem. C, first of C, what is first of C? It is C. Just include A tends to C in C. Again, we have the production as A tends to epsilon. So, if we have this production, where we need to include this production? In follow of A. What is follow of A? D comma B. So, in D comma, in B and D include the production A tends to epsilon. Okay. Now, similar to it, what is the next non-terminal that we have? It is B. Okay. So, B, just see to the production of B. B tends to D, no problem. So it is B tends to D. Include this in first of D. So what is first of D here? B tends to D. Okay. Now B, we have the production as B tends to epsilon. If it is an epsilon production, where we need to include? In follow of B. Okay, follow of the symbol on B. Okay, so what is follow of B? It is B. So in B, please include B tends to epsilon. So this is how we will construct the parsing table. After constructing the parsing table, if you have noticed, each and every cell is having only one production. So we can say the constructed parsing table is LL of 1. Okay, I'll quickly see the another example also. This is a thing that we have already considered, the same grammar. Eliminating left recursion, we got this. Then after that we found the first and follow. Now we need to, after finding the first and follow, what is the next step? We need to start filling the table. So here steps is A tends to alpha. If alpha is epsilon, find the follow of A. If not, find the first of that production. So here first production is E tends to T E dash. What is first of T E dash? See to the first production where we need to include in open parenthesis and ID. Yes, we have included ET dash in open parenthesis and ID. E dash is the next production where we need to include in first of plus T E dash, which means in first of plus we have included this production. Since E dash tends to epsilon, where we need to include in the fall, we need to include this E dash tends to epsilon in follow of E dash. So follow of E dash is close parenthesis and dollar. When it comes for T, T tends to F T dash. What is first of F? Open parenthesis and ID. So include this T tends to F T dash in open parenthesis and ID. The next production is T dash tends to, here T dash tends to star F T dash. So what is first of star F T dash? It is star. So include this T dash tends to F T dash star F T dash in star. Okay. And then we have the another production as T dash tends to epsilon. So where we are going to include this production in follow of T dash. What is follow of T dash? Plus close parenthesis and dollar. So include T dash tends to epsilon in all these terminal symbol. The next one, F tends to open parenthesis, E close parenthesis. What is first of F here? It is open parenthesis. So just include this production. F tends to open parenthesis E and close parenthesis in this part. Okay, then F tends to ID. What is first of right hand side? ID. So just include F tends to ID in under the column of F comma ID. Is that clear? So this is how we will be filling the parsing table. So when they ask to construct, for example, the grammar is being given to you and you are supposed to construct the LL1 parsing table or predictive parsing table. These are the steps. First step, you will be given with a grammar. We need to find thus the grammar is having the left recursion, and if so, remove it, and if it is a non-deterministic, make it as a deterministic by eliminating the left factoring. Then find the first and follow of the given grammar. First and follow for all the non-terminal symbols in the given grammar, then construct the parsing table. So these are the set of rules for constructing the parsing table. From this video, you might have understand the construction of predictive parsing table. We'll see in the next video. Thank you.